Hey y'all, Farmer Dre back at it. It's another beautiful January day here on the farm. We've been busy. I haven't been uploading. Family just got back from a vacation. It was nice and fun. I'm getting over a sickness right now, just congestion and a sore throat. But yeah, I'm out here today working, and today I'm gonna be taking you guys along for the ride. I'm pruning these fourth leaf Fuji's on Geneva 41 rootstock. So technically, we should have cropped these already once, but last year we lost the majority of our apple crop to frost. So these grew like gangbusters, and there's a lot of growth that shouldn't have been here if we would have cropped them in the third year. But hopefully this next year we don't get hit by frost and these trees will crop and be nice and healthy. Like I said, they're just growing like wild. I'm just gonna put your GoPro here on my head and get to work and kind of explain what I'm doing as I'm going along here. But pruning high density apples, it's gonna go pretty quick. Alrighty, so I got my fancy loppers here. We got the first tree here, and the biggest rule about pruning high density apples is you want to take out the two biggest branches in diameter compared to the actual main the main trunk here. So starting off, I'm gonna be pruning from one side, nobody's gonna be on the other side. And starting off here, I see that this branch here is nice and thick, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off here. I'm gonna go ahead and leave a 2 to 3 inch stub. I know some other farmers will stay, to keep them shorter, but since Fuji is such a vigorous variety, we found out that if you leave a longer stub, you get, two little side branches instead of one fat one. So that's why I'm gonna go ahead and leave a longer stub here. So took out one, got to take out another one here, and this one right here on the side of the tree. I haven't cropped it yet, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull this one off here. One, take that out of the tree here, and now it's time to clean up the tree. So I'm gonna go ahead and columnarize each and individual, every branch there. Cut the tip off that one. These are fine here. And with Fuji, the trees aren't too big, so I'm not too worried about cutting them too bad. So this branch here, I don't like it sticking out too much, but I see a little spur there. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off to a spur and go ahead and clean this up here. Same thing with the trees, branch up in this tree right here. Nice and easy. Anything growing upright, columnarize these. I'm gonna go ahead and leave the tip of the tree like that. Nice short branches, easy. On to the next tree. We always cut down everything that's cutting below the first wire there. Like I mentioned, these weren't cropped last year due to frost, so we have a lot of vigorous growth for no reason. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this branch right here, bigger branch, and all of them leave. That's all I'm gonna do this tree right here. We got some fairly short, nice branches here, and that's about it. Technically, just take out 2 branches. This one only needs 1. So on to the next tree here. Take out the 2 biggest branches. This one's hanging out way too low here. I'm gonna go ahead and chop that one off like that. Take that off here, like cut off the string there. We tied to the first. This one right here. Man, first one. I tied this one down when I first came from the nursery, thinking I'm gonna crop these fairly early, but I learned the hard way not to, so I'm gonna go ahead and chop those off. Perfect. Took out the 2 biggest branches, clean these up a little bit. Clean that one up, it's growing up in the tree. Clean these up a little bit here. Cut that main tip there to the spurs, even though technically you're not supposed to do that, but it's all right. I'm not sure, I don't like this branch here growing that way, it's too thick. I'm gonna take out that one right there, and that's it. On to the next tree here. 2 biggest branches. One. I'm gonna go ahead and columnarize this one, cut it off to that side branch. You never want to just go ahead and chop off a branch without leaving it off to a side shoot there. Easy, columnarize. There you go, that one might be growing too much. Cut that one out. Easy as money. There you go, that's it. Alright, so this tree right here was a little smaller when we got it from the nursery. It looked like it was right here, so right above the first wire, so it never got to the top wire in 3 years. So I want to push this last year, 4th year of growth here. So I'm gonna go ahead and prune off a bunch of these branches here, these bigger ones, leaving stubs. And this technically isn't recommended, but since I'm trying to push out the tree to continue growing, I don't want any thick branches in the tree, so I'm just gonna leave a lot of small flanky ones. We gotta come back through and clip that one right there, and that's it. So this tree's top wire there. Take out 2 biggest branches. One branch Let's see here. 1 branch and then 2 branches. That one's kind of in the way there. Perfect. Clean this one up a little bit. Should have took this one out. This one's just growing. That's all right. Leave it as is. Come back next year and cut this one out. Perfect. This branch, same way. It didn't ever grew small from the nursery. And these trees came from a nursery where they have good trees. But now we're using nurseries that are specifically for high density apples. They have much higher quality tree and they're all the same. So there you go. That one's gonna grow to that top wire hopefully by the end of next year. This year right here, look at this. 5-foot little branch grown because we didn't have a crop on these this year. I'm gonna go ahead and chop that up there. Too thick. Same one on the other side there. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop that one off as well. And these ones right here, go ahead and clean these up a little bit. Then this one right here, as you can see, I'm gonna go ahead and cut off the smaller side branch instead of one of these two. So I'm gonna go ahead and chop it right there and leave a smaller side branch there. Same thing with this smaller side branch, and that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and chop that one right there because I feel like it. Cut that one to a smaller side branch. Hopefully the fruit on this one will drag this one down next year. That's about it. On to the next tree. Bottoms, take them out. 2 biggest branches. We got this one right here, competing with the leader. That one's no good either. I don't like that. It's competing with the leader there. We need 1 dominant leader. That's about it on this one. Cut down this with a small side branch. Chop these ones over here. Do some more cleanup work. That's about it. We'll chop this one on this side right there. That's why it's nice to have 2 people on each side, 1 person on each side, just so it goes a little quicker. But today I'm working alone, so it is what it is. Perfect. Cut off the 2 biggest branches. This one has a lot of spurs on the tip. Might leave that one. Pull this one off right here. 1 branch and 2 branches. That's it. Leave that one up, cut it off to a size spur there. This tree's pruned. We're going to cut the top off there. Perfect. Oh my goodness, look at this tree. Growing some wood on this one. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to go ahead and chop that one up. Actually, first branch. Now I'm going to chop it up there. Got plenty to clean up in there. Clean this up a little bit. Columnarize. Look at this mess. 1 year of growth. There's no way. If I crop these, are gonna be in the center of the rows. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull these off. Even though I'm taking off more than 2, they just have way too much vigor in them. And I can't do anything about that because we didn't have a crop on them this year. So I took off 1, 2, 3, 4 branches. And maybe I shouldn't have, but hopefully the fruit will slow down this tree once we do crop it officially. So let's see here. Take off this branch. 1 branch. Chop this one off here. Let that leader grow up a little more. Cut off the side branch, and that's it. As you guys can see there, pruning high density apple, there's a formula and it isn't too complicated. And like I mentioned, if these were cropped last year, they wouldn't have grown as much vigor in the growth size. So it is what it is. Hopefully this next year we don't get another frost and we're able to slow these down. So with these dwarfing root stocks, these Geneva root stocks, the second you crop them, the tree shuts down and doesn't grow unless you have a year where you have a bad crop, and then they start growing. The energy, instead of growing in the wood, it grows instead of growing into the apples, it grows into the wood. That's so you have a bunch of whips growing out here, and it's not ideal. But it is what it is. Can't control the weather. That's the bottom line.